Welcome back, everybody. I've been working on a GN15 model building, and it's come to the part of the model making process to add lights to it before I continue. I am going to use the Woodland Scenics Just Plug system. This is a lighting system that uses LED lights, does not require any soldering. It's just plug and play. It it uh, it involves various hubs that work together. You can see here I have an expansion hub. This expansion hub allows you to connect various other light hubs to it so that you can have many light hubs that accept lights. This is a light and hub set. So this is a light hub, which it comes with LED lights that have a plug that you just plug into the hub set. You can adjust the brightness of the lights. The hub goes underneath the layout, and the lights go into the building. And the lights come already with self-stick labels on the back of them, so you can just attach it to the building. The sequencing light hub is a hub that can be plugged into the expansion hub, and the lights that are plugged into the sequencing light hub have a on and off feature that you can change the sequence. There's a master sequencing button here, dial, that you can increase the frequency that the lights turn on and off. That sequencing controls all of the lights that are plugged into here. It also has dimmer control, so you can increase or decrease the amount of light coming out of the LED. So if you're modeling a 1930s, 1940s, where the lights were not as bright, you can dim them down. If it's a more modern building, you can use the dimmer controls to increase the light intensity. But the sequencing hub plugs into the expansion hub, and the expansion hub plugs into a power source. And the linker plug system is for any LED lights that are not part of the Just Plug system. You can, for example, this lantern that I'm going to be installing on the building. This does not have plugs at the end, but with the linker plug system, you can insert the wires into this plug, and then it will then fit into either the light hub or the sequencing light. Since this is going to be a street light, I am going to plug it into the light hub. I forgot to mention that the Just Plug system also includes these lights that you can buy separately. So it comes in one of this package here. It's not really tight. These are two lights, and what you get here is the plug-in, which plugs into either the light hubs or the sequencing light hub. So if you want these to be turning on and off, since these are going to be interior lights, I am going to put it in the sequencing light hub so that it shows that our people are in and out of a room, so you can see some human activity. I tend to put the sequencing at a very slow rate so that it doesn't look like somebody is playing with the lights. It's just a subtle on and off feature. The lights, this is a warm light, comes with a peel off sticky on the back, and all you have to do is attach this to the wall. The next step is going to start installing the wires to the interior of the building. Okay, this is a GN15 building that I've been working on. There's still quite a bit left to go. For those of you who do not know what GN15 is, it's 1/2 inch scale locomotives and freight and rolling stock that ride on HO scale track gauge to represent a narrow gauge. But I digress. So the first thing you do is unravel the twist tie, extend it, and next thing we do is put it in the back. Okay, so here's the light, and I'm going to put it here underneath. So you simply take the light, peel off the backing, and you just stick it where you want to, and it works. And then I will tape this up so that I could thread it to the back, but it's very simple. Next step is to tape it up. So I just use regular simple painter's tape. Just tape it in position. Nothing fancy. None of this is seen through the windows. If you want, you could always carve a little slot in the walls and then run the wires in the walls and then cover the walls with wallpaper or something if you wanted to go to that extreme. But my buildings are in the background, so nobody will ever see them. Gives the correct effect without a lot of fuss. There you go. Next step will be the street light. This is a street light that I bought on eBay, probably came from China if I remember correctly. This goes on in several places in my layout. Here it will go approximately here as a street light, and it'll provide some lighting to this kind of cafe setting. So to install this, I need to make a little hole here and a little hole here so that the wires go in, and I'm going to run the wires this way and then run them down. Wish me luck. So the first step is to use a pin vise with a drill bit in it to make the hole in the front. I've marked it here. My street lights that are attached to buildings are about 4 actual inches from the floor. So that's 4 inches. I'm going to make not a very deep hole. These walls are made out of foam core. I mean, not foam core, foam, insulation foam. So drilling through here will be rather easy. There we go. This will be covered. The next step is to drill a hole this way. Okay. I have managed to thread the wiring of this street light through this small tiny hole and out this way by making a big hole that'll get covered. And I ran a channel through here And then at the bottom, a little hole. Next step is to add some super glue. If I can manage to get the glue out. Okay, the underside of the building, I have threaded the street lamp wiring. You'll see that you have a white or a yellow and a black. And here is the linker plug. So it has the plug that goes into one of the hubs. This will go into the light hub, not the sequencing hub, because the light hub is constant light as compared to the sequencing is the on and off. But this goes into the light hub. This provides an easy way for connecting non-Woodland Scenics Just Plug lights into the Woodland Scenics Just Plug system. So what I do is I take the black wire goes into this side. So I'll take the black wire, push the tab in, insert the wire, let go, and put it, insert, and it's in there. And then the yellow, or is this white? I can't tell. This will go into the light gray. And you just feed it in, let go, and it's ready to go. It's that simple. And this goes into the light hub. So the next step is to cut a hole in the train layout to feed all of these wires below the layout and install the hubs underneath the layout. I will show you how I do it in a moment. This is the expansion hub. It allows you to add other hubs to this so that your system can be increased. You can add an auxiliary switch to then turn on and off your system, which is what I do. It comes with plugs. There's a diagram in the back on how you can expand your system. So here you have the expansion hub and a light hub, which is a hub that uses the lights constantly on, while the sequencing hub randomizes the lights being on and off. So you have a light hub, a sequencing hub, and another light hub to turn them on. So a light hub would be good for like street lights, anything where you want the light to be constantly on. So it could be like a storefront. Sequencing hub could be anything residential where things turn on, turn off, because people are moving from one room to the other or people are going to sleep. So that's what you can simulate. And then you can attach a auxiliary switch to the master power so that it can be used to turn the whole entire system on or off. And then you can also plug in a transformer to then power the whole system. So the first step is to open this. This is stapled. Comes with instructions. here's the hub. Here you can plug in various other hubs to this. Then you have holes for screwing in. And then these are the wires that go from the hub to the expansion hub to a light hub, a sequencing hub, so you can connect it. You can use a self-stick pad here to attach it to the back here and then attach it to your layout, or you could use the screws. I like the screws because the double stick tape probably is good, but I believe in extra robust. This little control device is left in unless you're going to plug in the auxiliary switch, the on and off switch. If you are going to plug the on and off switch, and this is going to be like your master expansion hub, you would just pull it out like this and plug in the auxiliary switch, and that's it. It controls it. But if you're not going to use it on this one, which I won't because I already have one auxiliary switch on the entire layout, I'm going to leave this in, and then I'll just plug this into the various hubs. Okay, the screws fit in here, and it's got like a little rubber piece to it that grabs the screw, so when you're screwing it under your layout, the screw doesn't pop out. Pretty neat. Now, what I do is I install my hubs upside down so that they are on the frame of the layout upside down, because it's a lot easier to go under the layout and from below, because you're always going to be underneath your layout to do this, is you plug in from the bottom. If you did it correct, the upside way, then you would have your baseboard here, and you would have very limited space to fit it. And because it's upside, you can't actually see the opening easily. As compared to putting it upside down, you can go like, you can easily see underneath and be able to just push it in. This is the part of the layout that will receive the light hub system. These are the wires. This is the street light, and these are the two room lights. So I'm going to first install the expansion hub slightly away from the wires, because these lights will not go there. I'm going to put the sequencing hub and the light hub next to it. Okay, the next step is connecting the new hub, expansion hub, to an existing hub. So first thing you do is you insert using the supplied connector wire and push it in. As you can see, upside down makes it super easy to install. It's a simple matter of connecting the other end to an available slot. The hub is now connected to the system. This is the light hub. It's a lights and hub set. It comes with the regular light hub. This is not the sequencing one. This is just the one that the lights stay on. But that's fine. You can plug various lights into it. You could put, technically you could put in 4, but you can actually buy some aftermarket products so that you could actually, if you had like street lights, you could actually plug a splitting thing and then you can add more lights. It also comes with lights. So let's open this up. And here is the light plug hub. And this are individual dimmer controls, which is pretty nice. You can adjust each one. So you could use it to tone it down if you're modeling the 1940s, where you didn't have very strong lighting, like incandescent. If you're more modern, you could probably turn it up to the full brightness. Now, if all you were doing is just using 4 lights, and that's all you wanted to do, you could connect the Woodland Scenics Just Plug power adapter right here and run it that way. If not, you can attach the expansion hub here, and it provides the power to this light hub so that electricity goes to the individual lights. This, of course, is the same plug for if you're going to control just this hub, like that. But if you're not, you need to keep this in. So in most scenarios, you're keeping this in unless you're attaching a rocker switch to turn off your lights. But it is preferable to attach an expansion hub first, connect the expansion hub to the where it says in, and use a on and off switch on the expansion hub, because then if you have various light hubs or sequencing hubs attached to the expansion hub, you're able to only need one light switch to turn off the entire system. Now, if you want to turn off individual sections, you could provide rocker switches for each expansion hub based on how you lay it out for your zones. But I just like to use one light switch to turn on the entire layout. Here are the lights. You get 2 lights, and has a peel off glue backing to it. So all you have to do is peel it off and stick it onto your building, your building interior. The lights already come with a resistor in them, so you don't have to add resistors. It's just like the name implies, just plug it in. You get 2 of those. I have the warm whites because I'm modeling the 1930s, so that's all that was available. This is the sequency light hub. This is the hub that I use for interior residential room units, so that it looks like people are living inside this house and they're turning the lights on and off. So for residential, it makes a lot of sense. It probably wouldn't make a lot of sense in a storefront or a factory where the lights don't turn on and off that much. Although you could slow it down a lot, so the sequence is a lot slower. So there's a longer period of time where it's on and a longer period of time that it's off. But I tend to, the way I'm modeling, I just use these for residential areas, and storefronts and factories get the regular light hub. Okay, the 3 hubs are installed. Again, this is the expansion hub that simply provides power to other hubs. So that provides a useful function because it allows you to add other kinds of hubs in multiple numbers to your system. So here you can add up to 4 other hubs. So I'm going to add the light hub and a sequencing hub to this expansion hub, which is already attached to the master hub. It is plugged into the wall socket. All right, so it's a simple matter of now taking your plugs from your lights into the corresponding hub. So this is the street light. You
just find an available plug, just press it in, done. And then these are the room lights. There are two of them. Presto, the hub, the lights are plugged in. Now to connect the hubs. Well, I noticed something that I did wrong. I connected the expansion hub to the master expansion hub, but I plugged this wire in the wrong slot. This one from the master hub needs to go to the in outlet, so that electricity is coming in. So these other four are for connecting other kinds of hubs. So this is the light hub and the sequencing hub. So you connect them by using the extra wire that came in the expansion hub. And one thing that you may want to consider is the twist tie that came with the extra wire. Hold on to it, because once you finish your wiring, you could use these twist ties to organize your extra wire so that you can bunch it up and then tie it so that not a lot of wiring is dangled. The first thing is find an available slot. Plug it in. There you go. Okay, the moment of truth. You've plugged in the room lights to the sequencing hub, and you have plugged in the street lamp to the regular light hub, and connected the light hub and the sequencing hub to the expansion hub, and the expansion hub is connected to some power. And now to turn on the switch to see if it all works. It works. Now, if that light, this LED, does not turn on, it's because the wires are connected in reverse. All you have to do is unplug them from the linker plug and switch the order, and the light should work. Now, next thing is you can see that the lights are turning on and off in the room lights at a pretty fast rate, which is not very realistic. You want to reduce the frequency so that it takes longer between on and off. So it's a simple matter of going to the sequencing master switch dial and slow it down. The sequence is too slow, then you can always change it. Play around with it. I have it at a pretty slow rate, which is more realistic when I have visitors over. The slower between on and off is much more realistic. It just looks like people are individually turning on their lights and on and off, and it's a very good effect, and the street lights stay on. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. It really helps other people find these videos that I hope are helpful. Please also share. Please put in your comments if you have any questions, suggestions. Please let me know. In the next video, I will add details to this building, glue it down to the baseboard, and blend it in with the track. So hope to see you then. Thank you.
Thank you for visiting the little fishing village of Amalfitano. Please consider hitting the like button and subscribing. Until next time, arrivederci.